read 100 million offers so that you don't have to. So here's what actually made me money in my niched small business. And I want it to help you too. Let's go. That way or that way. So if you're new here, my name is Super Steph, aka Stephanie Lee-Harper, and I help small business owners turn chaos into cash. Money, 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 money. Just through my own self-learning, I want to share it with you so that you can be helped quicker. Think of this channel as a business school, except for a business school that has fart jokes, glitter, and at least one story that ends crying in a supermarket car park. So Hormozi's 100 million offers. Hormozi's first punch to your face is saying that your offer to your clients sucks, and mine did too. Look, let's start with some honesty. My offer was bad, really bad. Not illegal bad, just deeply uninspired and copycatted from other companies that do the same shows around me. My small business is kids party entertaining. And when I started, my party package just said 2 hours of magic, balloons and disco games, just like everybody else's. Groundbreaking stuff, I know. Basically, it was just exactly the same as everybody else, just with some extra sparkles, and it sounded like a glorified to-do list. Hormozi's first lesson in 100 million offers is people don't care about your features. They care about your results and what it can do for them. So I rewrote magic show, games, balloons to this. 2 hours of joyful chaos where your child tells you at the end of their special day, "Mummy, that was the best party ever. Thank you so much." So never sell what you do, always sell the outcome of what they get. They want to feel like Supermum. So then Alex Hormozi goes on about the value equation. Equations? Equations? Not maths. Now this equation sounds like algebra, but stick with me because there is no calculator required for this one. And here is the formula that's going to raise your prices and lose your dignity in a good way. Because you're not going to be worried about how expensive you price yourself out as. And do you know what the price is? The price is whatever you can say without cracking a smile. Hormozi talks about the value. The value equals the dream outcome times by the perceived likelihood of success, divided by the time delay, which is how long it takes to do, plus effort. Now, basically, I can't even understand that. So I'm going to break this down even more because sometimes our Hormozi goes off on a bit of a tangent. So this is the translation, what clients want. So in my example, for kids party entertaining, they want happy kids. They want no mess on the floor. They want no effort. And they want instant joy for their child. Basically, less is more. So try to make everything faster, smoother, easier, and more hands-free than a Dyson. When I did it on my small business, my result was I became less of a kids party entertainer and more of a hyper-essential parenting solution for birthday parties. And once I understood this formula about not telling them what they're going to get, but rather what outcome and feeling they're going to get by buying my service, I stared at my pricing and whispered to myself, what the hell am I doing? I was charging like a school fete volunteer, not a professional problem solver. So let's talk about money because it's awkward, but it's necessary. So Hormozi talks about how to go from cheap to premium and not feel guilty. I used to undercharge because I felt like a bit of an imposter and because I thought pricing higher was essentially rude, till Hormozi slapped me in the face with logic. Go Hormozi, go. Now, I've heard a lot of small businesses doing this, so they don't want to charge so much money because they feel guilty that not many people can afford their prices. There was a guy called Dave who I used to work with when he was 19 and I was 16. I used to work with him in a joke shop, and I've got so many diaries about him, but obviously he's married now. It's okay. Anyway, as we were adults, he does magic, and he was saying that he doesn't want to raise his prices because he felt guilty about children in lower economic areas not being able to afford him. David, they're not missing out. Honestly, with or without a children's party entertainer at your party, you and I know that life's still going to go on and you're still going to have happy memories. Also, where are you going to stop? You have to make sure that your lifestyle is what you want it to be rather than trying to appease somebody else's lifestyle. So, do you think that you are charging enough for your lifestyle? I don't know. For years, I charged $275. With my first year of doing it to my 5th year of doing it, it was still $275, even if I got 10 times better in those 5 years. That's the going rate for burnt out clowns and interns doing balloon twisting. And then I read in Hormozi's book, Price is Proxy to Value. Now you've seen this in your own life. You know that you go down to Aldi and you see a box of cornflakes which doesn't look like Kellogg's and it says Queggogs, and it's half the price of Kellogg's cornflakes. You don't even think, oh, I'm going to try those, because you already know from the price of what it's going to taste like. Cardboard. But did you ever try them? Did you ever see that it was actually real? Or did you perceive that value on it because of the price structure? And that's what we're talking about, friends. There are more people in the world that have got more money than me and you. And that's our job, to take it out of their pocket and give it to us, and then they thank us for it. So again, sell the outcome and raise your prices. An all-inclusive entertainment experience which makes your child the star of the show. Their friends will clap and cheer your child and want to become their friend in school. I took that, pushed my price up to $400, and no pushback, just praise. Because people saw the value of their child being the star of the show in front of all their friends. So Hormozi's lesson is you get premium clients. Stop selling like you're doing people a favor. And these clients, these premium clients, have other friends that are also got money. And as they say, birds of a feather flock together. These clients that have the money to pay for $400 rather than $275 have all of their children going to the same schools that all the other parents have money, and you are doing them a favor by making them happy by giving you money. But with higher prices came panic. What happens if I'm not good enough? What if people expect more now? Spoiler alert, they probably will. If this helped, click like and subscribe down below, and I will give you some more Super Steph's ideas on how to run a small business. And if you want to become a kids entertainer, I've also got a really good guide on how to be the best entertainer and make lots of money with it down here. Just comment below, give me the guide, and I'll send it to you. And this is where Hormozi talks about the offer stack, or as I call it, the bribery buffet for parents with no time. Hormozi talks about not only just giving you the show or the product or whatever you do for your small business, you also stack it on top with really amazing offers. And those offers can come in digital form, so you're not actually spending tons of money. You're only spending the money that it takes to make that file. So here's what I added to bribe the parents to do my show rather than someone else's with my offer stack. I added a personalized party playlist, printable thank you card, how to throw a stress-free party checklist, labels saying stuff like toilet this way, eat me, drink me, get your party bag here. I added personalized invitations that are editable on Canva that you can put the child's name on. Oh, who doesn't want that? So have a think for yourself, what could you do? Maybe if you've got a candle company, maybe you could have a PDF that could say which aroma goes into which room. Because I don't know, and I might think, oh, that's a nice idea. If you're a cake maker, maybe talk about how to store the cakes, because I remember having a very nice cake and I didn't know what to do with it. And add a little value to that. Price, $20 for this special booklet. Top tip, use ChatGPT to write it. Oh, now with ChatGPT, these can be only a minimum of 15 minutes to prepare, but they will make you look like Beyonce's party planner. And so if people are starting to say, what's the catch? This sounds too good to be true, then you're on the right path. So I had a better offer, I had a bonus stack, and pricing that didn't make me hate myself. But then I thought, what happens if it doesn't work? And Hormozi's advice is guarantee it. Guarantee it, but what happens if I'm not that good? Hormozi says you've got to promise the moon and pray for sunshine. And I know what you're thinking, because I used to avoid guarantees like glitter on a carpet, but Hormozi has changed all that for me. And I want to tell you why, because it's going to change it for you too. You're scared of actually having to do a product or service and end up in the red because you've got some dodgy parents who are trying to take the mick and get a freebie. This is my guarantee. We will personally guarantee that if you hate our birthday party entertainment and the children didn't enjoy us, that our team will take the cost of the show that you paid for out of our own wallets and return it to you. That is how dedicated we are to giving you a great show. And then there's a little asterisk saying excludes travel, because I'm not traveling 3 hours west down Australia, down dirt roads, literally dodging little kangaroos who sit out with suicidal tendencies just to refund the whole thing back. No. Maybe that's wrong. Now, has that actually happened where someone's had the whole show and then come back? Yes, it's happened. And I've been looking at all these books and I've noticed that these books always say that it doesn't happen. They're lying. Big nose lie. You're always going to get some cheapskates. And I know this because my granddad is one, and I've just been inherited a cheapskate because I'm sort of like that too. I don't screw people over though, I'm just tight. But my granddad would go into a hotel and steal all of the towels, even if it was a B&B run by mum and pop. You're gonna get sometimes those people. But one thing I have noticed when people are asking back for a partial refund or a full refund is they feel dirty or guilty about taking the full refund. Most people are genuinely nice and genuinely disappointed if they're asking for some sort of refund. I've never had it where someone said, I want a full refund. I've given them a full refund, but never actually had someone say, give me everything back. One time there was a magician who on his own accord said it was an absolute pants show and he didn't want to charge the client. I went to the client, I said, look, it's up to you how much you give to your magician. And she said, oh no, I don't want him to come out all that way. And that's really the main one that's actually happened. Most people are happy with $100 off. So at this point, you should have built an offer that is so good that you should legally disclose side effects. But Hormozi's final mic drop. Your offer needs to be so good that people feel dumb at saying no. This is the big finale, the grand pièce de résistance. Did I say that right? I don't know. Hormozi's entire book, one savage line. Make your offer so good that people feel dumb at saying no. So think about how you could do that in your own business, about what grand offer you could give somebody without breaking the bank, where they think, I must have this. In my case, as a kids entertainer, these are the offers. A themed party experience. Chaos that kids love. Calm that parents crave. And a child who says, that was the best day of my life. So sell something that makes people feel lucky that they're giving you money. And that's going to be hard for us to chat while we're talking through a YouTube. So comment below on what you think will make you a grand offer. So that is 100 million offers translated by an English lady with a small niche business just like you. Whether you're selling Tupperware, makeup, soy candles, or self-help courses for emotionally unstable magicians, make sure that you build an offer that punches people in the face. So apply this stuff, don't just nod along. Make your offer so good that they just stop scrolling, thinking, shut up and take my money. So next one, have a look here at some inside secrets on my personal business as I chat to David Ryan on his podcast. I can't keep my mouth shut.